Hello and welcome back. Today we look at the present perfect tense. Now this tense can be confusing for beginners because this falls under the present tense, but we talk about actions that happened in the past or something that started in the past and continued to the present. We'll look at how these actions have a strong connection to the present, and that's why we use the present perfect tense. But before we do that, make sure you subscribe to keep getting our videos. Now let's look at the first usage of the present perfect tense. We use this tense to talk about experiences and accomplishments up to the present. That is the key word, up to the present. For example, when I tell you, I have been to Egypt many times. Please note that there is no specific time reference in the sentence. I'm not mentioning the time of the action because that's not relevant here. I'm talking about my experience up until now. So till now, what I'm telling you is that I've been to Egypt many times. Or the next sentence, she has never lived in the city. So what we're saying is that till now, that's never happened. Or the next one, I have made 3 documentaries on social issues. So far that's been my accomplishment in that area. Or Neha has won several awards for her research on nanotechnology. So that's been her achievement in that department so far. So in all these sentences, you see that we talk about our experiences and accomplishments or achievements till the present. So the time reference is up until this point. Now let's look at the second usage of the present perfect. Now it's a very common usage that we use the present perfect to talk about recent actions, and the focus is more on the result of the action. For example, Jaya has injured her leg. She cannot play now. So what we see that the result in the present is that she cannot play. Or the next one, I have called the police, they are on the way. So the implication in the present is that they are on the way. Or Anaya has completed the project. Please note that in this sentence, the focus is on the fact that the work is done, the task is completed. Or they have just reached the venue, which means they are here. Now let's go to the next usage of the present perfect tense. It can be used to talk about changes that happened over a period of time. For example, the children have grown tall. Or the next one, my English has improved after I joined this course. So this change has happened over a period of time, and now the fact is that your English is much better. Or people have become more aware of the benefits of organic food. So in the present, they are more aware, and this change has happened over a period of time. So you can see how the focus is always on the result in the present. Now the next usage is a very interesting one. So here we talk about actions that started in the past and continued up to the present. But in the present perfect tense, for this particular usage, we use only stative verbs. Stative verbs relate to thoughts, emotions, senses, or states of being. For example, she's been sick for 2 weeks. So this started 2 weeks ago and she's still sick. Or Raj has known Simran all his life. Or the next one, I've always loved chocolate. So this has been true in the past, it's true even now. But now let's say that instead of stative verbs, we're talking about action verbs that started in the past and are still continuing. Then we use the present perfect continuous tense to talk about actions that started in the past and are still continuing. We use action verbs here. For example, I have been teaching since 9 a.m. So the action started at 9 a.m. and it's still continuing. Or Anushka has been studying for 5 hours. So the action started 5 hours ago and it's still continuing. And please notice that we use since to mention the starting time and for to mention the time period. And the next one, we've been looking for him. So this action started at some point in the past and is still continuing. Now let's look at the form of the verb in the present perfect tense. We use has or have followed by the past participle form of the verb, which is also called verb 3. And please note that in this tense, we use only verb 3. For most verbs, verb 3 or the past participle is similar to the past form, and it's just formed by adding ed to the base verb. These verbs are called regular verbs. For example, for the verb play, you can form the past tense by adding ed, it's played, and the past participle is also played. For laugh, the past tense is laughed, the past participle is also laughed. But then there are verbs called irregular verbs, where the past form and the past participle forms can be totally different. There are no rules to form these verbs, you just have to memorize them. For example, write is the present form of the verb. The past tense is wrote and the past participle is written. For sing, the past tense is sang and the past participle is sung. And for those of you who are not familiar with the past participle forms, I would advise you to go to the video lesson on regular and irregular verbs given in the description below. You will find it very useful. Now let's look at how to make negative sentences. To make negative sentences, you just have to place not between has or have in verb 3. And please note that has not can be contracted as hasn't and have not can be contracted as haven't. So if you have a sentence like I have read the book, the negative sentence is I haven't read the book. And for the sentence he has completed the work, the negative sentence becomes he hasn't completed the work. And to make questions, you just have to place has or have before the subject. So for the sentence you have read the book, you can just move have and place it before you to make it a question. So the question is, have you read the book? And for he has left the party, the question is, has he left the party? You can also add a WH word before has or have. So here I've added why. Why has he left the party? Now please pause the video and try this exercise. Now in the first sentence, Jessica has cleaned the room. We know that we can only use verb 3 or the past participle in this tense. And here clean is verb 1 and not verb 3. So the correct sentence is Jessica has cleaned the room. Here cleaned is your past participle. The next sentence, Zara have spent all the money on clothes. Now Zara is a third person singular subject like he, she or it. And we use has with it and not have. So it is Zara has spent all the money on clothes. And the next one, the car just has arrived. Here the position of just is not correct. We place just between has and the verb. So the correct sentence is the car has just arrived. I have always been liking this car. In this sentence, the verb is a stative verb because there is no activity going on here. And so we can only use the present perfect tense and not the continuous form. So the correct sentence is I have always liked this car. And the last one, has you completed the registration process? What's the error here? Now with you we can use only have and not has. So the correct question is, have you completed the registration process? I hope you found the video useful. Please make sure you subscribe, like and share. Thank you so much.